Wins the mayoral race will spend plenty of time at City Hall. City Hall covers an entire block at 8th and Plum. It's pretty hard to miss. The 4-story building with the 9-story clock tower looms over the western edge of downtown, and it's an architectural masterpiece. As Local 12's Joe Webb shows us, City Hall is nothing if it's not So Cincinnati.
Samuel Hannaford's City Hall design is called Richardsonian Romanesque, but when you walk up the big front steps, enter the building under a fresco of the Muses, and stand at the foot of this staircase, you just call it cool. Mayor Mark Mallory has worked here for 8 years and is City Hall, the building's biggest fan. He says Hannaford wanted a place that was grand, but not ostentatious.
And when you walk into the building, you were supposed to have this sense of deference. You're supposed to be somewhat in awe and realize that there was a bigger picture here. You were a part of it, but there was a bigger picture that you were always supposed to be respectful of.
The building commands your respect. There is beauty and detail at every turn. The original Italian marble staircase is showing some wear, but is still intact. And the stained glass windows that grace its 3 landings tell the Cincinnati story through history and art. But they are not original. They were a 19th century housekeeping necessity.
A very large building. They had to heat, and they used oil and coal, and it would actually the soot would come down on the windows. It was very difficult to clean. So it wasn't until later that they decided that they would put up stained glass to allow light to come in, but people wouldn't see our dirty windows.
The building predated electricity, so natural light was crucial. It's built in a figure-8 shape to add interior windows. That created 2 courtyards. The west one was the original receiving area for a jail that was once in the basement. Cincinnati City Hall was built on the heels of the courthouse riots, and Samuel Hannaford designed it with mob violence in mind. That's why so much of it is elevated. Every entrance is very easily sealed off. The steel gate on the Plum Street entrance still hangs in place. Hannaford also tricked the eye with his window design. They changed shape on each floor and are set further back.
So as you get closer, you don't get to see the depth of them, so they kind of disappear. So like I said, they look a little bit smaller as you get closer, and the building gets larger and the windows look smaller, and it just looks like just a grand building.
So it's a trick.
Yes, it's an optical illusion.
It draws the eye to the clock tower, still using an ancient mechanical design to move 4 sets of 8-foot clock hands. Here, the lucky visitors leave their names smudged on the glass. Today, Local 12's So Cincinnati joined the list. In a timeless place that isn't so Cincinnati, it is Cincinnati. At City Hall, Joe Webb, Local 12 News.
Wow.
Good job, Joe.
I learned a lot in that story, didn't you?
It was fascinating.
Yeah.